just as Gage uttered his plan, a woman entered, shopping bags in tow. Eloise, as Gage introduced her, was a makeup artist. Before Eva could fully comprehend the situation. "Hi, Mississippi, nice to meet you," Eloise greeted her with a warm smile. "Eva," she responded, her professionalism shining through despite her bewilderment. She gave Gage a questioning look, and he clarified, "She'll help you get ready." Eva seemed on the verge of protesting, but Eloise's reassuring demeanor made her hold her tongue. After a period of time, Eloise emerged from the bedroom. "The makeup is done, sir. She just needs to change into the dress," she reported. Gage gave her a nod of acknowledgement. "Okay, you can leave. Thanks for your work." Eloise bowed slightly before departing. Gage sat on the couch, tapping his fingers idly, awaiting Eva's appearance. However, minutes ticked by without any sign of her emerging. Checking his watch, Gage concluded that it shouldn't take this long to change into a dress, regardless of its complexity. Knocking on the door, he called out, "You're taking too long, Eva. I don't think this dress is." Her voice trailed off, wavering with uncertainty. Gage raised an eyebrow. With a few seconds of hesitation, Gage turned the doorknob and entered the room. Moments later, he laid eyes on her and found himself involuntarily pausing. Eva tried to turn away, her ears burning red as he caught a glimpse of her flushed cheeks. A smile tugged at his lips, his amusement evident. "I'll change," Eva said, moving to distance herself from him. However, Gage grasped her wrist, preventing her escape. "No need. You're trying to hide, aren't you?" Guiding her before the full-length mirror, he urged her to look at herself. His voice turned almost a whisper as he leaned closer from behind her. "Take a good look, Eva." Staring into the mirror, Eva swallowed hard. "This is how you blend in while standing out, Eva." "It'll work because nobody has seen you like this before," Gage imparted, a knowing smile curving his lips through his reflection. He then added an elegant pair of black glasses to complete her new look. He was right. She hardly recognized herself in this outfit. The combination of makeup, dress, and glasses had reinvented her image in ways she hadn't thought possible. "Hold on to my arm," Gage instructed as they left her apartment. Eva complied. "Walk with confidence. Chin up, chest out. Treat the reporters like insignificant bystanders or, better yet, think of them as mere ants on the side of the road." Eva chuckled softly. "Bring it on. I'm not afraid of them. I'm just worried I might stumble." "I don't wear high heels often," she confessed, glancing up at Gage. "And I've never worn heels this high before." Clutching his arm a bit tighter, she braced herself for what was to come. "Don't worry, I'm right here. I won't let you trip." Gage's warm and reassuring words drifted to Eva's ears, and she tightened her grip on his muscular arm. As they approached the elevator, Eva took a steadying breath. Her confidence was bolstered, perhaps due to Gage's imposing presence beside her. Regardless of how he presented himself, Eva understood that he possessed an uncommon charisma, a presence that could effortlessly command attention. The echoing click of her heels resonated through the corridor as they advanced toward the elevator. Reporters lingered near the entrance, all eyes fixed on the pair. Curiously, none of them raised their cameras. Their synchronized stride, reminiscent of a couple on a runway, held a mesmerizing quality. As they approached, the reporters instinctively made way. An almost eerie silence reigned, interrupted only by the rhythmic clicks of Eva's heels against the floor. Gage's hand descended to the small of Eva's back before gently settling on her waist. The two of them entered the elevator together. As the doors closed, the reporters seemed to awaken from their trance. "Who were those two? I don't recall any celebrities living here. Did anyone manage to get a photo?" The reporters exchanged puzzled glances, shaking their heads collectively in frustration. The opportunity to capture an image of the enigmatic celebrities had slipped through their fingers. Inside the elevator, Eva exhaled deeply, leaning subtly into Gage's embrace. "See, sometimes the best way to hide is by not hiding at all," Gage observed, a proud smile on his lips. Eva couldn't help but return the smile. She had thoroughly enjoyed the thrill, amazed that their presence had gone unnoticed. As their car left the building complex, Gage shifted the conversation toward their upcoming plans. "I'll be taking over in 3 days. During that time, you have to perfect your disguise." Eva regarded him curiously, awaiting an explanation. "From now on, you'll become Evelyn Lee, my smart, alluring, and sexy personal secretary and assistant," he detailed, his tone serious. "All right," Eva responded without hesitation. She recognized that this role offered her the ideal opportunity to work closely with him, keeping her promise of aiding him in any way she could. Not only would she be able to ensure he didn't get embroiled in scandal, but she could also protect him from any missteps. She understood that a man like him, despite his charm and appeal, had the potential to attract trouble. Good, Gage acknowledged with approval. We'll discuss the details further when we get back. As their car passed XY Corporation's building, Eva fixed her gaze on it, her expression hardening. She felt a surge of bitterness, a desire to avenge herself for the way she had been wronged. Are you planning to burn the building down? Gage inquired, his eyes twinkling with amusement as he glanced at her. Yes, I want to reduce it to ashes, Eva replied absent-mindedly, her animosity evident. Gage's smile deepened at her response. You sound like a true villain. It's their fault. They painted me as one. I should live up to their expectations and become the ultimate villain, Eva retorted, her voice dripping with scorn. Gage chuckled lightly. You're quite intimidating. Blame them. They've turned me into this, Eva shot back. He continued to smile as his gaze returned to the road ahead. Unbeknownst to Eva, her inner thoughts played out a whimsical scenario, speculating about Gage's intentions behind his smile. She scolded herself, dismissing those notions as overthinking. Her inner voice teased, you really think he's excited about drama? Who knows? I just don't want to think about it, Eva muttered inwardly, attempting to clear her thoughts. I'm heading somewhere, and I'll be gone for 3 days, Gage disclosed to Eva once he had parked his car in front of his mansion. 3 days. Eva turned her head to face him, her brows slightly furrowed. Where are you going? Curiosity tinged her voice as she wondered about his sudden departure. He arched a brow, mischief gleaming in his eyes. I'm a healthy bachelor, Eva. With only 3 days left before I dive into my new role, why not have some fun while I still can? You can't, she blurted out, a hint of seriousness coloring her words. Her response only seemed to amuse him further, rather than provoke any irritation. You're starting to act like my wife, he teased in a seductive tone, as if relishing the notion he had just voiced. Eva blushed faintly, her mind racing to process his response. Before she could formulate a retort, Gage continued with his playful banter. It's a shame you haven't accepted my proposal yet. I'd be listening to you right now. Didn't you know that I'm the type of man who follows his wife's orders, he quipped, a slight smile playing on his otherwise serious features. No, I mean, you mentioned the contract terms, kissing you every night and warming your bed. If you're away, how am I supposed to fulfill those requirements? Eva sidestepped his previous comment, her cheeks warming at the recollection of his earlier words. That one's on me. I won't count it as part of our agreed contract. Besides, you didn't include any consequences for me in case I don't fulfill my commitment of being by your side every night, he replied, regarding her with evident interest. His playful grin deepened. Eva shot him a pointed glance at his suggestion. Why was he bringing up this topic now? Did he forget that the contract was already finalized when he showed it to her? She clenched her teeth and inhaled sharply, resisting the urge to delve into this matter further. Although she lacked the authority to prevent him from leaving, she was driven by her desire to safeguard his reputation. If I were your girlfriend, would you still be with other women? She posed the question directly, her eyes searching his. He raised an eyebrow, his gaze transitioning into a more serious demeanor. Do you think I'd pursue other women while having a girlfriend? Well, these days, men often pursue multiple partners. They're never content with just one woman. It's a common belief that the wealthier a man is, the more women he surrounds himself with. And you, Mr. Acheron, embody that belief perfectly, Eva replied, her voice faltering at first before gaining strength toward the end. She had encountered enough men who treated infidelity as a norm, even her ex-fiancé. Suddenly, he reached out and gently pinched her cheek, snapping Eva out of her thoughts. She stared at him, confusion apparent in her eyes. Fret not, pet. I'll return without any scandals. That much I can promise you, he reassured her, a small, reassuring smile playing on his lips. Eva blinked, surprised at how accurately he had detected her concerns. If you break that promise, I'll hold you accountable, she declared, her gaze laser-focused and her unspoken warning palpable. His smile widened, his amusement evident. Absolutely. I'm dead serious, she reiterated. I understand. Also, just to clarify, I don't propose to girlfriends, pet. Marriage is what interests me. Eva was caught off guard by his sudden change of topic. So if you want to ground me, here's an idea. Simply do one thing. He released her cheek and caressed the skin tenderly with his thumb, the touch gentle despite its intent. Marry me, and I'll be yours completely. Her mouth fell open in astonishment at his proposal. A sexy chuckle resonated in the car. But don't rush. You have a month to think it over. Take your time and decide. His demeanor then shifted, his tantalizing eyes suddenly brimming with intensity. Leaning back slightly, his face remained angled toward her. Now, since I'm still here and it's already nighttime, how about you fulfill your end of the bargain? Give me my kiss before I leave. Eva fell silent at his proposal, her mind spinning as she tried to process the sudden turn of events. Amid her contemplation, her gaze unintentionally wandered and landed on his lips. Gage caught her gaze, a teasing yet wolfish grin playing across his features. Nervous, he inquired, his tone laced with amusement. She focused her gaze on him, mustering her composure. It's natural for first-timers to feel nervous, Mr. Acheron, she retorted, maintaining her characteristic no-nonsense attitude. A brief silence ensued between them. A slow frown creased Gage's forehead, swiftly replaced by a look of surprise. Wait, are you saying you've never been kissed before? His eyes widened slightly as he posed the question. I mean, I've never initiated the kiss myself, she clarified, starting strong but trailing off into a mumble. Oh, Gage leaned back, his gaze averted as he cleared his throat. I see. His wolfish grin resurfaced, carrying an air of playfulness. Reaching over, he gently tucked a stray lock of her fiery hair behind her ear. Don't worry, pet, just relax. I'm completely fine if you'd like to practice a bit, to become more familiar with the process. In fact, I'll give you the freedom to practice on me right now, he offered, a wink accompanying his words. A flush crept onto her cheeks, his tempting voice affecting her in unexpected ways. I don't need practice, Mr. Acheron, she replied, maintaining her serious expression and tone. Then, in an unexpected twist, Eva shifted her body, fully facing him. Her hand braced on his seat, and the other hand lightly cupped his face, though she hesitated midway, recalling the condition that she couldn't touch him while kissing or risk punishment. She settled for grabbing his collar instead. Gage's smile was cut short. Bold GI. Before he could finish his statement, Eva's lips crashed against his, in what could hardly be called a kiss. It felt more like a sudden collision, as if she were using her lips like fists. Within a fraction of a second, she pulled back, her eyes meeting Gage's. He appeared somewhat speechless, his gaze locked on her.